This is the Anarchy Unleashed podcast, and I'm very, very honoured to welcome my guest, Mr. Yorgo Glynatsis. Have I said that? Have I said your name right?
Yes, well done.
It's Yorgo, not Yorgos.
Yes.
And it's Glynatsis, not Glynatsis, like I asked just before.
Yes.
Yorgo, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very happy and grateful to be here and to do this podcast with you because you are a friend, you are a mentor. You push me to make movies, actually, because I started as an actor with you at Anarchies, and you open a fire in my belly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that, yeah. I already had the fire since I'm a child, but you really give me, the tips, and sometimes you need a little push from someone to be like, you can do it. Just do it. And I think it was in 2020 or maybe 2019, I joined
It was.
the beginning of Anarchy, but not maybe the first.
I know
month.
exactly when it was, actually, and I still remember that. I still remember you from that day as well. You came to to observe one of the sessions to observe, and it was the action genre. I think the action genre was September. So it must have been September, October you joined
Yeah.
of 2019.
It was before the pandemic. I know this.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
October, I think, 2019.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Time flies. My God.
September, October. But you're going right. So what we used to do, like how I promoted Anarchy, I would open up once a month just to observers. So anyone who was interested in seeing what we did could come in and just observe the industry day. And
True. Oh my God.
I remember you being asked your opinion by had an assistant then, I can't remember. Maybe it was. And you were like, I walked into the room and you were like helping to direct a couple of the actors in one of the scenes, or just not. You weren't being. It sounds like you were very precious. You weren't being an asshole, but I just remember that and go, oh, that's cool. It's funny that I remember you. You were even directing then.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my first, as I call it, professional short film, I shot it in 22. But I've realized when people ask me, it's like, oh, is it your first film? Is your first time being a director, writer? I was like, actually, no. But it's very interesting, this voice telling me, like, no, I was not before. But I was, actually, because I wrote my own acting scenes for my showreel as an actor. And then I did sometimes a few projects with friends, like, oh, I have this idea, let's do it. And then, yes, I was acting in it, and then someone was filming it, but I was not considering myself as a director, writer, producer. But then now I'm on this path as director, producer, I was like, no, actually, I started before, but I was not considering myself, because I think as a creative, when you don't get paid, you feel like, I can't say I'm a writer, director, producer if I'm not paid. I'm not a professional. But
That's a very good question. That's a good point. What makes it professional? Because no one ever asks you how much you got paid for this role.
That's true.
Like you could be on TV and a series that's picked up, and you could have got paid like less than what you would get if you were like working in Starbucks. But no one ever asks that.
No, that's true.
So what makes you, in your mind, what makes you a professional?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because we had this conversation with the casting director.
Yeah.
We are working with Maxime Bonnet
Yeah.
for Unravel, and she said like, oh, I'm not a professional casting director, actress, producer. And I was like, why? Oh, because I'm not paid. I'm not getting paid. But I was like, but there is a difference between being a full-time working actor, casting director, producer, director, and being professional. It's like, you are professional because you have credits. But yeah, maybe they were not paid because that's how it works a bit. We need to actually create a portfolio when we begin so people can trust us. And then it's like, okay, I can pay you. You are professional. Yeah. But the behind the scene is like, yeah, I was not paid for this. But it looks like I was paid. it looks professional. So now I was like, yeah, I am professional because now I've been doing this for years as an actor and as a director, producer, writer now. Yeah, it's not 2 years now. I can say it now. It's like 4 years, 5 years now. But yeah, for me, it's like when you actually work, even if you are paid or not paid, and then you gain experience, and then people call you, even if sometimes it's not pay, you're still a professional. They call you because you feel that you are professional, you know what you do, you are talented.
Professional's craft. Well, it has to start with craft. That's a good point, right? You have to build your craft.
Yeah.
That's a professional to start with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And the money comes. It's like I work with boxers, right? And they're amateur boxers. But these guys and gals are there 5 days a week. They're training at least twice a day, 3 times a day. And they're always ready. They're always taking care of their weight. They always have to look at everything and act like, they train like professionals. But it's called amateur boxing. It's not really.
It's not.
And it's a mindset.
They're actually training like professionals.
Yeah, it's craft. They're working on their craft. By the way, we're not saying that people should get paid for their work. We're not saying that. But it has to start with the craft. You can't expect to get paid without delivering on your craft and working on your craft. Being a professional, being a freelance anything, like if you're an entrepreneur in your own business, you're not getting paid until everyone else does.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if you really, entrepreneurs were honest, there's one post I read about entrepreneurs are basically like us. They're just trying to get out there and do it right.
They invest first. They have to invest. So there's the term that I've realized I was sometimes like, I'm spending money on acting showreels, headshots, workshops. But then someone was like, no, it's not spending. You're investing in yourself. So very soon people will pay you. So the money you're investing will come back to you. And how do you want that people pay you if you don't first invest in yourself? Pay me, but I'm not gonna put money.
I'm gonna pay me. But I'm gonna wait until the job to actually do the work. I mean, that's not gonna work, mate.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm gonna book the job, for example, as an actor, then I will take some classes and I will do this and that. I don't think it's gonna happen like this. It's not really.
It doesn't. It doesn't, man. You can tell. You can tell. Look, if you're. That's why they say work leads to work as an actor. If you're already, let's say you're in a stage show at night and you get auditions through, self-tapes during the day, you're on it, man. You're on it. And that's I've seen it so many times. It's suddenly you're like, this next thing and this next thing and the next thing. Because you're in the mindset of the craft. It sounds very, Yorgo and I don't come from money, so we're not like saying that we're all kind of, we're fine. We don't need to get paid for anything. No, that's not what I'm saying, but it has to start with the craft.
Family? No.
I come from a very wealthy background and very high class. So.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just trying too hard with all this anarchy shit. Right? Anarchy merch.
Bam. Branding. Bam. Entrepreneurs.
Look at this little street scumbag. But craft, you have to get paid for your work. Yes, you should get paid, and you should deserve to get paid, right? But within yourself, you have to feel like you're earning that right to call yourself a professional anything. If you're, I don't know, if you're a clothing designer, if you're whatever that is, if you're even someone who designs, I don't know, technology or whatever, you can't expect to get. You can't have it both ways if both ways aren't pushing in the right direction. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think you need to know where you are in your life and in your career to know, like, I am professional, so now I deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
So now I am in this stage. Be like, now I'm going to put some prices, some fees, fees and stuff, because I have experience and I know my worth. I'm investing in myself, in my craft. So now obviously I'm going to be open with the budget of people.
Yeah.
But I am in a stage now I was like, I deserve to be paid now. You know, I invested in enough. I have professional experience. I have professional materials to show. To like,
But also, you'll not stop working on your craft.
yeah,
You'll not.
never ending.
Yeah, you'll not stop. You'll not
Never.
stop educating yourself. It's not as if that's it. I'm going to get paid now. I'm never going to look at anything ever again. I'm just, it's you've got a lot to give and a lot of passion. And
I think when you stop saying like, "Oh, I don't have to learn anything more. I'm good." That's the moment.
You start a podcast. I'm kidding.
This idea with Fran is coming, but we are very busy, so we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." But it takes time. But that's why, like Maxime mentioned before, on the probably it will be the previous podcast.
On a podcast, yeah, Maxime,
on one of
yes.
the podcasts, so we don't know the orders. But she mentioned like I work more with the flow. I am organized, but with the flow, because I've realized like what triggers my anxiety, because let's be honest, we are all a bit anxious as human beings.
Yep.
It's totally normal. But we have different type of anxiety and how we deal with it. Me, when it's too much plan and it feels I'm trapped in this structure, my anxiety is like, so I don't have the freedom to change it.
Yeah, I
and
get
if
it.
something is not working, it's like, nah, the plan is that we need to actually do this and do this. So we had to have a conversation to be like, okay, this is how you work. This is how I work. We want to reach the same goal, to make a beautiful, impactful movie. Let's find the common ground. And because we both were honest to each other, and we're coming from a bit of a background that both of us we were people pleasers. I am less and less. Still working on myself, and be like sometimes I need to be like, did I just put the person needs first than mine? I was like, no. So I need to be open, but as you mentioned with Maxime, we don't have to be a dickhead when we share our opinions.
No.
Just can.
So there's a fine line there between being an absolute
exactly.
dickhead and
you can share your opinion in a very nice way, and just listening to the other person.
That's
So
right.
I think the problem why we fight, in general, in every type of relationship, like business, personal, romantic, is we don't listen to the other person, and we want to be like, I am right, you're wrong. But when we take our ego, because I think that's the ego, right?
We all have ego.
We all have ego. We need our egos to keep going and to not listen sometimes to people to be like, you can't do this, but you need to check up with yourself to be like, well, maybe my ego just took the lead, and your ego should be the supporting role, not the lead role.
I'll put that on a
I
t-shirt.
just say that. Was
That's your
Come back to
podcast.
acting and like,
Yorgo talks ego.
yeah, supporting ego, supporting role. Yeah,
That's really, really
yeah.
fascinating. No, that's a perfect way to put it. Ego, man.
And I think as
Fucks you up.
creatives,
Look,
we can dive into it. As creatives, we can have a big ego, and I think we need to have an ego to keep going, but we need to check quite often.
we need to, you know what? Check, compartmentalize your ego.
It's a tough industry. It's a tough job. Sometimes I have to remind myself, and I say to other creatives, like when they start a bit, complaining, and they say, "Oh, my family say that, so the society, my friends, whatever people like." It's like, I can swear. We are fucking strong and resilient. Like the world is telling us to give up, but we are still going. Even if we are at the bottom, we will be like, it's fine. The next day I will go up, and that's it. And I do it again, and I go it again, because there is this, as I mentioned before, there is this fire that keeps me going. Even if sometimes like I don't see the next step where I'm going, but now I'm very confident. It's like, this is my path. Like now I don't doubt it anymore. Sometimes there is still this voice, saboteur voice, but now it's low. It's not very loud, and I have to say sometimes, just shut up.
That's a good point.
I'm actually put a name on it. She's called Georgina. I don't know why. I had to put a female name.
Apologies to Georgina.
Yeah, so there's the diva, the inner saboteur that I was like, Georgina, just shut up. We can do it. We can do it. And I keep going.
That's a good, right. Well, I'm going to ask the next question then. I've been asking all my guests about the notion of quitting. And I'm talking about pursuing the creative profession, any kind of creative profession. I'm talking about quitting that. When's the last time you wanted to quit, honestly? And what's more importantly, what stopped you from doing it? Or was it a technique? Was it just something you said? Because I think that's more important. What stops you from quitting?
So I think the moment I almost quit, it was like a few years ago when I was working for Eurostar's cabin crew.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize at that time that I was quitting because I was just working for Eurostar and the salary was good, the conditions were good. I had lots of holidays, so literally every 2 months I was going away. Now I realize I was escaping my own life. And I enjoy it, and thanks God I could travel because the pandemic happened, so we couldn't travel easily. So I was like, oh great, I travel. But then I was like, yeah, but every 2 months, why? And I was like escaping my own life, and I was not pursuing my creative side. Like I was like slowly dying from inside. And then I was listening to my colleagues from Eurostar. You know, they were projecting their own lives and, you know, dreams they gave up. And after 3 years, I remember I was like, someone from Eurostar, because he was like, Yorgo, you're not acting anymore. And this to me like a shock. I was like, shit, yes. What happened? 3 years gone, I was not acting. And then that time, I think it was 2018, I was like, I need to go back. So I was full-time at that time. And I was like, I need to be part-time. Without knowing the next job, I had to start again with my acting classes, find an agent, you know, all the process and new headshots and stuff. I was like, I need to quit. I was like, what happened? 3 years, boom. Then I started the process. But then I had another moment. And I think now it's back to anarchy. So I was pursuing this only as an actor. And I was facing with like blocks. Like doors were closed for me. And I had this moment, I was like, is it because I'm a foreigner? So I don't have the British accent. I don't have the RP accent. And then my first agent that I got told me, it's like, you know why I signed with you? I was like, no, because obviously you're talented, but because you're not British. I was like, oh, I got it. It's like, yes, that's a niche. You might not have auditions every week, but we have a lot of British actors here. The competition is fierce. I think it's better to have a niche to be more. It's not being special, but yeah, it is in a way.
Unique.
I'm not saying that British people are not special, but it's having something.
I am.
It's like,
I'm kidding.
it's like, oh my God, like you have something that someone else doesn't have.
Yeah.
But I had to realize that that's my strength, my accents, my heritage, the language I speak, all the things I'm doing. And then when I joined Anarchy, so I joined as an actor, and I really enjoyed it because it was a very safe space to try things. And you made me realize, like, for example, some scenes were based in the US. In the past, I was like, that's not for me. I will not do it. Because I will never be cast in an American movie because I'm not American. But then you may realize, like, you know, there are foreigners in America too. And we need those foreigners in a way and those roles. And then he told me, like, we don't care if he's American. Just do it. Just be you.
But also, I will say, I didn't care if anyone wanted to try an American accent. Who cares?
Yeah.
This is the point. This is where you can do it because you don't know until you do it. People are very quick to shut you down if you speak a certain way, if you have a particular strong accent, because I know this for a fact. But, you could never play anything but the accent.
Yeah. For example, you like just Irish. That's it.
Oh, mate, yeah. But I can do American. I can do American. I can do RP. I can do all of that stuff. So, you want to go to a studio, like just fucking do an accent. Who cares?
Yeah.
And you should be able to play parts. Just at least try playing parts, because I can see why people put actors in boxes, because it's easier for the production casting side. I get it.
Filters.
I get it.
We get it.
Particularly small parts. Oh, we need someone to fill this small part. Come in for the day. Just knock it out of the park. I don't want to have to work too hard as a director. I don't feel that way, but directors do, because it's long days. I'm like,
Yeah.
we need someone to play a doctor. Did they used to be a doctor? Fine, cast them. Or we need someone. We need someone to play a Mexican. Just get a Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being
exactly.
general.
And I think it's not even more just the director; it's the whole production, and even if the casting director is just going to put she or he, or they're going to put a filter, for example, on Spotlight
For a reason, I suppose.
And I get it. It's a lot of work, but I've decided now as a director, writer, producer, and now I've created, because of you, also my own productions company called House of Glynatsis. Yeah, that's my ego talking now. It's like, let's put my name on the productions company.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Company.
you ruined something for me. I'm kidding, because I was honestly looking at my overall company being House of Anarchy.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
you go seriously.
No.
You got there, yeah.
You know what? You know how I got the name? It's actually was a joke from a friend. We were in a house party and we were dancing, because I used, like you, to be a professional dancer, but I don't dance anymore. And I was dancing, and it was like, oh my God, this is House of Glynatsis. And I was like, like laughing, like, oh, don't be stupid, like. And then I was like, oh my God, yeah, your name is so like, your last name it feels like House of Gucci and stuff. I was like, oh, come on, don't be stupid. And then the moment when I realized I wanted to create my own productions company, I was like, okay, I need to find a name. And then I was in my bed, midnight, like this. Okay, I need to find a name, because I was having a meeting the next day with my graphic designer. I was like, I don't have the fucking name. And I don't know what type of logo I want to do and stuff. And then I was like, House of Glynatsis. This came to me. I was like, no, come on. You know what? Yeah. And then my then came to my mind. I was like, I told him since I'm a child, our name, Glynatsis, will be famous in the world. And he was like, yeah, come on, like laughing. It's like, we are very happy. You don't have to do big things and stuff. And I think this is very like an immigrant foreigner thing, to stay small. Like, just we have everything we have.
We're good. Yeah.
You don't have to have more, But because I did some therapy, and then the therapist actually mentioned, because I was struggling with money mentality and asking to be paid, creative, to put my fees, and then also like, I want to do this big thing, and I was like, no, I can't. I need to keep it small. And I'm in UK. I'm a foreigner. Let's not be too loud. Then Brexit happens. It's like, oh my God, so many people don't like us being here. But then she told me, it's like, fuck it. Everyone deserves to have a space. And she told me, take your fucking damn space. That's the moment I was like, yes, I'm going to take my space. I'm not putting someone down, because that's another fine line when people like,
people think being a leader means crushing other people.
Exactly. Thank you. And I think as a creative also, and I think between actors, there's this competition.
Oh, there definitely is.
And I say to people, there is not. I'm explaining myself. The role, if it's for you, it will be for you. There are other roles. Every day we are casting, right? So if it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow. If it's not, even if tomorrow, it's going to be the next day. I think the competition, you should just apply to yourself, just to be a better person and being a better creative.
The craft again.
And the craft, exactly. Put this mindset back to you, because I believe what's meant to be is meant to be. and you can't force things. I realized when I was trying to force things or to collaborate with people or to get an acting role and stuff, I could do everything I could, but I was like still not getting it. So I decided, you know what, it's a lot of energy to do this, to push to get something. So now I'm like, I'm doing what I want to do, and then I'm trying, which is not every day very easy, to relax. But I think now because I am a director, writer, producer, now as an actor, I'm very relaxed because I'm busy. So I'm like, when my my acting agent gets me audition, I'm like, great, I'm doing it, and then bye. Like tomorrow I have this, today I have a podcast, tomorrow I'm shooting.
Yeah.
And really relax me. I don't say to every actor like, oh, you have to be a director, producer, writer. Because
No,
like,
but you have to have other interests. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Other focuses as well.
I think it's good to have a focus, but you need to have other passions and enjoying life outside being a creative.
Yeah.
Because I think as a creative, because we love what we're doing, we are passionate. So it's not a work we are doing. It's like we're just loving. It's work, but we don't see it as work. But we still have to have other things in our life to relax, go on holidays, having quality time with family.
Just time
off.
Just time.
Time.
Even if it's an hour, you know, sometimes you get so obsessed and you're just stuck there for hours and hours and hours. You don't even. Yeah. The day goes and the week goes and the year goes.
Because we are achievers and some overachievers. I mean, I'm talking about myself, and I put like 20 tasks to do during the day.
Oh no, I feel
which is not possible.
No, I feel weird if my plate isn't full. It's like I can't just be a writer. I can't just be a director.
Yeah.
I can't just have to be an editor to be on a fucking spreadsheet. I have to think about business. I have to think about this and do this and do that. But I actually, you know what? I like it.
Same now.
In that way. But there's a happy medium too. It's good to get away for an hour.
Exactly.
Even if you just go for a walk.
Because when we create, we give, you know. We give energy, but we need this energy goes back to us so we can give it back. And I've realized when I'm tired or when I put really a lot of tasks on myself, I don't take breaks, then my creativity is just going down. Like I can't produce, I can't create because it's too much. So I realized that, okay, Yorgo, we need to step back, recharge, and then I'm like full on of energies and ideas and stuff. I think it's a good thing, obviously, to be passionate, but we need to relax also. I think it's a balance. Yeah. It's a balance.
However that works, no? I relax by punching a punch bag and coaching and boxing club.
No, but I think you mentioned something. This is very healthy. So I used to do a bit of boxing and martial arts, and we all have anger at some point of our life.
At least frustration, yeah.
Frustration. Yeah. I think as creative, we have lots of frustration and anger against the film industry. Why I'm not getting this project, when I'm not gonna get cast, whatever. But we need to release this anger and frustration in a healthy way. It's not fair to release it on other people.
No.
I say, okay, I might sound like a dickhead, but release your shit on yourself, not on other people. Deal with your, I'm going to say it, deal with your shit. So if someone projects, now I'm gonna like, okay, wait a minute. This is not on me, okay? I didn't do this to make you angry. So deal with your shit, and then we can come back to talk together. But I'm saying in a very loving and nice way. Like, release your anger. Sometimes what I'm doing, I can say it. Sometimes when I'm very angry, and I take my pillow and I scream on it. Obviously, for the neighbors to not hear when I'm, because you can scream, go outside and scream in the nature. It's also good.
Yeah.
But it's weird, but it works. Just to scream the anger, just let it out and put on the pillow, and I'm just screaming, and I'm like, okay, I'm better now. And then we can carry on and stuff.
That's a nice way to end the podcast, actually. It's 30 minutes already.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Yorgo. That was too short. We'll get you back. But
Of course.
Yorgo's phenomenal. He's co-producing, co-directing on Ravel,
Yes, with Maxime Bonnet.
which we'll talk about in a sec. But Yorgo has directed. Yorgo's latest film is called Triggered, and it's currently, where's the screening right now? Is it online?
So little update.
Mhm.
So yeah, Trigger won Best International Film here in UK, the Fuse International Film Festival.
Mhm.
Got nominated in other British film festivals, and then internationally in Germany, Mexico, and I think I can announce it because the podcast will not be released before the 10th. And Maxime, that she's here, surprise. Trigger is going to be released also in Belgium, in the country I was born, in a film
Yes.
festival. I cried because it's the hometown. I think you can relate if Ireland selects one of your film, it's like, oh, they know me now. They see me. So in May, I'm going to go a few days in Belgium. But yeah, now Trigger is online on Amazon Prime UK and US. Unfortunately, it's only in UK and US at the moment.
US big though.
Sorry?
US is big.
Yeah. Because some people wanted to see it on Amazon, and it was like, oh, we can't see it. It's only Amazon UK and US. I was like, I know. So I signed a distribution deal for 2 years, and they're going to keep selling the film to other streaming platforms. They told me another platform actually bought it, but they need to make the contract, and they're going to tell me.
Okay.
So, but Trigger is part of a 5 LGBTQA plus compilation. So actually, when you write Trigger on Amazon Prime, you not find it. So it's called These Untold Secrets.
These Untold Secrets.
On Amazon Prime UK and US. And Trigger is the second short film.
What's small though? But yes, Trigger.
Yeah, so it's 5 short films, and they decided to make one film.
Yeah.
Because I think short film, they're not selling like obviously.
No, they don't. It's like it's a weird one. Yeah.
So they been like, oh, let's make it like it's one movie, and then people can see 5 different stories.
Lovely. Great. Check it out. So check out Yorgo's socials as well. Instagram.
Yes. So it's Yorgo_Glynatsis. And then also House of Glynatsis.
And on Twitter as well.
You're and on Twitter, yes. It's just, it's the same. Yeah, Yorgo.
I'll put the links in the description and all that business. Thank you very much, Yorgo.
I remember my own socials.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. It's a joy to see how well you're doing, and you keep going, and creativity is infectious. Bless you.
Oscar and BAFTA contender.
Contender, yes. But more importantly, my film LIBERTÉ is on Sky UK, Sky History, and History Channel across the EMEA, 77 countries worldwide. That's more important to me, that my work gets out there and can inspire people to keep going. We were in Variety with the film. We're all this press, which is great for a short film, and hopefully that inspires people that actually you can do it. It's hard. Exactly. It's a hard road to do it on your own, but if you have to, you do it. If you have to, you will, and you should. That's the Anarchy Unleashed podcast. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever you have to do. Join us on social media, on our socials, Instagram, Anarchy Actors, and Anarchy Inc., inc.studio. And the websites are anarchyactors.com and anarchyinc.studio. And myself, christopherhanvey.com. You can check out my flourishing, wonderful, incredible career so far. Most of it I had to do on my own. So there you go. Thank you very much, Yorgo.
Welcome. It's such a pleasure. And yeah, follow Chris, follow Anarchy, because it's the next big thing.
The big thing, along with House of Glynatsis.
Yes.
Glynatsis. I just said Gly, didn't I? Yeah. Fuck. I was doing so well until right now. Thank you very much, Yorgo.
Welcome. See you soon.
Bye-bye.